All right, we'll go through the games. So the first game, we've got Melbourne v Brisbane on the Thursday. Shannon, just give us a tip
Now
and
I'm
a
pretty
big
sure
call.
both. Now I'm pretty sure both these teams come off from a bye.
Yep.
The battle of the top spot clash.
It is.
So Brisbane did get a win.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, they had a bye, and then they did have a bye.
Yep.
And as Melbourne, it's going to be pretty tough without Max Gawn here.
Yep.
So I'll go Melbourne to win, and I reckon they'll have 34 points.
34 points. And what's your big call?
My big call is I say Melbourne lead at every change of the game.
All right, that's not a bad one. We'll see at the end of the tipping video. We'll see at the end of this round who gets more tips and big calls correct. So that's not a bad one there, Shannon. All right, next game on a Friday night, we've got the Western Bulldogs taking on Hawthorn.
It's pretty much a double header on Friday night.
Mm-hmm. So next game, Bulldogs v Hawthorn.
Bulldogs coming off a surprising win against the Giants. No, I tipped the Giants in a bit of an upset, but that did not happen.
Yep.
Hawks, I think they had a bye.
Mm-hmm. They did.
So I am pretty sure that the Bulldogs are gonna win by, let's call it a 20-point victory. I reckon it'll be close.
20 points, it'll be close.
Mm-hmm.
And big call.
My big call is that the lead doesn't exceed by, let's go, Dogs win by 30 or more points in the game.
So so what's your big call? The Dogs don't lead by more than 30 or more
Dogs
points.
win by 30 or more points.
Okay, so that's your big call. The Dogs win by 30 or more points.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so his tip was the Dogs by 20, but his big call is for them to win by 30 or more. Alright, next game, we've got your Eagles v the Bombers on the Friday night.
I can't explain why. I gotta go to Bombers. Bombers
Fair
to
enough.
win. I just can't explain. I just don't know why. Which is not, we're playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Essendon coming off a surprisingly upset win.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, wasn't it?
I reckon the Bombers win by 40.
40. That's solid. And the big call?
40-point victory.
Yep, and the big call?
And my big call is that, let's go. Peter Wright kicks 3 or more goals.
3 or more. Wow, I cannot see that happening, that's for sure. That's why it's a big call.
Well, it could happen.
Could happen.
It might happen.
Yep. Alright, the Saturday games to move to. The first one, Carlton v Freo.
Freo have come off from a bye. Carlton. Did they come off from a bye or did they?
No, Carlton didn't come off a bye.
I just want to make sure Carlton's coming off a surprisingly loss to Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the Blues were going to get the job done, and the Tigers wanted to win more.
Oh, just assume I knew what you said there.
This may come as a surprise and a shock, but I've got to go to Dockers by. I'm going to go Freo win.
Freo.
So I'm sorry, Blues fans, you'll put up much of a fight, but you'll just fall short against the mighty Dockers who came off a win.
Alright, so Fremantle are going to win by how many points?
So I think this is going to be an absolute thriller, one of the best games of the. I reckon this will be the game of the round.
Wow, that's
I'm going to go
huge
to
call.
Dockers to win by 9 points in an absolute thriller, one of the best games of the round.
Nice, and the big call?
My big call is that Freo lead most of the game.
Most of the game? Do we want a specific amount? Sorry? Say it again.
I'll go, who can be a good goal kicker? I reckon, shoot, I forgot some. Let's go 5 to kick 2 or more goals.
That's your big call?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nat 5 to kick 2 or more goals.
Alright, we'll count that.
When he came back from his long-term injury.
Alright, next game we've got Geelong v Richmond. The odds are even. What is your prediction?
They're $1.90 a piece. Geelong coming... Actually, both these teams coming off with good wins.
Mm-hmm.
Richmond coming off surprisingly upset win over
Carlton.
the Blues, and the Cats coming off a 3-goal win against my boys.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, Cameron only kicked the 1 goal to get himself closer to that Coleman medal leader. Yep. And Tomahawk. And how about that Tomahawk fella? That Tom Hawkins kicked his 700th goal.
Uh-huh.
So I think and the Tigers they put up a good fight against the Blues.
They won, didn't they?
I mean, nobody expected that result.
A few did, but I didn't.
Neither did I. I did not expect it either.
Yep. So who's your tip?
So I reckon, since Geelong won against West Coast, I reckon they'll do the same thing against Richmond. I mean, it is at
the MCG.
I know, and the Cats have more percentage than Tigers.
Yep.
So I gotta go Geelong here. I think Geelong have got this in the bag, but I would not be shocked if Richmond killed them.
You would be shocked, or you wouldn't
Geelong's
be shocked?
defense. So it's Geelong for me.
But how many points?
I'm gonna go to Cats by. Let's go 25. The big call is that let's see. I think that Jeremy Cameron and Tom Hawkins can combine 2 or plus goals.
I reckon we'll change that to 5 or more, so it's an actual big call. All right, we'll change it to 5.
I reckon. That's my part. My part is to do the big calls.
Yeah, but that's not really a big call. I let the other one slide, right. But we'll have it. We go 5 or more goals. Yes.
I'll go Geelong by 25 and my big call is that Jeremy Cameron and Tom Hawkins combine 5 or more goals.
Yep.
And I reckon these 2 lads should have a ripper of a day out.
Yep. Alright, next game. So we've got my boys v the Sydney Swans at the SCG.
Oh, this is going to be a good game.
Hopefully.
Sydney. Let's have a look. I'm not cheating, I'm just going through the...
That's not cheating, don't worry.
Okay. Don't worry. So both these teams coming off with losses. Sydney lost to Port Adelaide. Saints lost to the Bombers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 7v8 at the moment.
Very tight game.
I think Sydney might have a chance to win, even though it's at the SCG. Although Saints don't play well there.
No, you're right on that one.
And of course, Collingwood is just outside the 8.
Yep.
And if they drop this game, Collingwood could kick the Saints out of the 8.
Unfortunately.
Potentially miss finals.
Unfortunately.
So I've got to go with the Swannies. I got to trust the faith in the Swans here.
Fair enough.
I'm going to go Sydney to win. but I expected it'll be a high-scoring affair.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go Sydney by 32 points. And my big call is that Buddy Lance Franklin to kick 3+ goals
3+ goals.
and Papley 2+ goals.
All right, there you go. All right, last 3 games on the Sunday. We've got the first one.
Put both the Swans players in there.
Yep. All right, last 3 games. We've got the Sunday games. We've got North Melbourne taking on Adelaide at Blundstone Arena.
Crom coming off a loss. North coming off a loss.
Mm-hmm.
I expect the Crom will bounce back after that shocking loss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Crom to win. I don't expect to see North Melbourne winning it.
No.
So I'll go the Crom here.
Yep, good tip. Margin?
So I reckon the Crom will win by 34 points.
Up the Crom. Big call.
And because that Taylor Walker will get 3+ goals.
Mm-hmm. Yep, alright. Well, how about for the next 2 big calls? We'll be a little bit more creative and not just the goal scorers. Next game, we've got Collingwood taking on GWS at the MCG.
Ooh, this is... I expect this... Yeah, I reckon it'll be on Channel 7.
I think so. Yep.
Tigers and Giants game.
Yep.
Collingwood came off from a...
The bye.
From a...
But they beat the D's.
No, they had a bye.
But they did... The last game they played, they beat the D's.
I know, they defeated the D's. They also had a bye last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I reckon... And the Giants coming off a good loss against the Bulldogs.
Yep.
Which, even though they should have won, I expect that I think the Pies might get the job done. I reckon it'll be a good game to watch. And I expect... So far, I haven't tipped an upset yet.
Maybe the last game was saving the upsets till last, so how much will the Pies win by?
I reckon the Pies will win by 30. But I will not be surprised if the Giants make a comeback.
And the big call?
And my big call is that the Giants trail all game, but still lose.
Well, you'd assume if they're trailing all game, they would be losing, but fair enough. All right, last game, we've got Port Adelaide take on Gold Coast at the Adelaide Oval.
Ooh, both these sides coming off with wins. Port coming off a good win against
Swans.
Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
And Gold Coast coming off a good win against the Crom.
The Crom, up the Crom.
And unfortunately, there has been some shocking news about a Gold Coast Suns player.
Will Powell.
Will Powell will be unfortunately missing the rest of the season due to that nasty...
It was very nasty, wasn't it?
leg injury he copped during their win over the Crom.
Yep.
And brutal.
Yep, fair enough. So, what's your tip?
So, for the last game of this round, I think it'll be a very good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Port Adelaide to win.
Alright, so no upsets this round.
I'm going Port to make it 7-7.
7-7, and the margin will be?
I reckon they'll win by 33 points.
Fairly comfortable win.
It'll be a high scoring.
Yep, and your big call?
And my big call is that my big call is that Rosie and Dixon to combine 2+ goals and Carl Amon to get 15 or more disposals.
Wow, I find that really hard to believe. I don't think that's going to happen. But you
But
never.
he might.
He might. He definitely might. All right. Well, that's it, Shannon. Well done. Those are your tips. You tipped. Let me go through them. Western Bulldogs, Essendon, Fremantle.
No, I went the D's, the Dogs, the Bombers,
Yeah,
the Dockers, the Cats, the
D's,
Saints,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Crom, the Pies, and the Power.
Yep. And also, you did go over your big call. So thank you, Shannon. This was the punishment for round 14 for the tipping, or the round 15 tipping. So yeah, appreciate you getting on, Shannon. And have a good rest of the night.